How's it going, ladies and bruises? I'm Bobby Sixkilla and welcome back to Novena Diabolos. We're halfway through the second to last day and we're running out of things that we can do. We're done with our evidence gathering. All we've got left is to talk to the girls and wait for the last murder to happen, which should happen very soon. Let's carry on. The motel owner looks at me with a sly smirk. Hey there, another busy day for you. I look down and head straight for the stairs. Good luck. Ignore him is the only right choice here. I head straight into Hana's room and knock on her door. Jun Sung, is that you? Yeah. Please let me in, quickly. Hana immediately opens the door. Simply seeing her face already helps me put me at ease. Am I? You okay? Let's go inside. Oh yeah, of course. Come on in. I enter Hana's room with trudging steps. Finally. I lean against Hana's wall to stop myself from collapsing right on the spot. With the tension and pressure slowly dissipating, I can finally feel how incredibly tired my legs are. I thought I'd seen all the crazy this town had to offer, but I never felt this acutely threatened before. Here, drink some water. Thank you, you're a lifesaver. Much better. You went to the church, right? Hana gets straight to the point as always. I nod and show her the pictures I took on my cell phone. What's that? I don't answer Hana. She'll realize what this is once she's done reading through it. Sung-hyun, he's one of them. An interrogator. Why? Why would he? The two of us stay silent for a moment. I have no idea how to properly move on from here. This whole situation is messed up. Jun Sung, do you feel okay enough to move? What do you mean? Something needs to be done, right now. If we don't do something, these people will die. We can't let them get away with this. Hana, it's not like I don't understand Hana's feelings. I want to stop these lunatics just as badly. I don't want to see anyone else get hurt, but we can't. What? According to the files I found, the interrogation office is quite far from this town. There's no way we're getting out of here right now. The fog and this damn ritual are keeping us here. In other words, there's nothing we can do until the 9th day. That's assuming I survive. But how the hell do I properly explain this to Hana? What's wrong? Is there something you can't tell me? There's no time to complicate things even further. Well, let's go with belief. I really can't explain much more, at least not right now. What do you mean by that? Trust me, there's no way for me to convincingly explain this to you right now, but I'm absolutely sure that we can't leave this place. Jun Sung, if I told you all of this, would you believe it? Honestly? Of course not. I don't think anyone would. I'm well aware of that, but I stand by my words. So I'm asking you, Hana, can you trust me this one time? Hana doesn't look too happy. Maybe I'm trying too hard and she feels like I'm forcing her. So what am I allowed to share? What I'm allowed to share really isn't enough to convince her. I'm not going to lie and sugarcoat anything. I hate this. Do you promise to explain everything to me later? No secrets? Yes, of course. Then at least tell me what's next on your agenda. Or is that too much for me as well? Honestly, there's no grand plan. I'll keep investigating and find a way to escape. As soon as I think there's an opportunity to leave, I'll rush to you straight away. So until that moment comes, please just wait here. No way. You want me to just wait until you find something? I can't believe everything will depend on you. You don't think I can handle it? No, that's not it at all. It's just the thought of leaving all the work to you. Stop it, you can't be serious. Think about everything you've done so far. We'd have gotten nowhere if it wasn't for you. Everything I've done? You did an amazing job. Just think about how much you found all on your own. You don't have to try and solve everything all alone. Sometimes... That's funny. You really think you can handle all of this on your own? Seriously? It's not that we're not listening to you. It's that you simply aren't convincing us. What the hell do you think we have a team of colleagues for? Sok-Hoon Kim's sharp voice echoes loudly in my mind. I really didn't want to hear any of it back then, but now, sometimes try to rely on a colleague and trust them. When you're tired, your own judgment can suffer. You've worked hard all this time, so rest up and give me a chance to play my part. I try to encourage Hana to trust me by complimenting her efforts. I see the same mistakes I've made in the past, so in a way, I'm trying to help myself. I feel it whenever I see Hana. I imagine this must be how my colleagues felt when they saw me trying to do everything on my own. It's the same as her ankle. If you try to tough it out and keep running too hard on your own, you'll simply end up unable to move at all. I'm only now realizing all of this myself. Alright, I'll sit tight. Doesn't mean I have to like it. I'm sorry? You heard me. That I did. With a smirk on my face, I stand up. Alright, I'll focus on investigating around here from now on. Just wait here and try not to attract any attention. I'll return here the second I find something. Hey, Jin-sung? Yeah? Please be careful. Naturally. I smile at Hana and leave the room. I step out into the motel hallway. All of my next steps are crucial. Actually, I've known how to get out of here for a long time already. On the 9th day, I can pass through the fog with a woman that I think is human. My focus now shouldn't be on the town itself. The main question is, who's the real human? I look back at Hana's room. Hana, is she really human? All of those things she told me, everything. If she's not human, everything's a lie. I'd be devastated. I take another step. If I'm convinced she's human, I'll come back here on the last day. But until then, there's lots left I have to do around here. There's still some time left. Who should I visit? I guess Sumi. Okay, I should go see Sumi. On my way to Sumi, I can't shake the feeling of anxiousness. I mean, I can't bring anyone else's trust up far enough anyway. Not that it's going to matter, I don't think. I'm worried that Sumi could simply disappear at any moment. Last time I saw her, she was only barely hanging on to this world. If she changes her mind even in the slightest, she'll vanish. Sumi, it's me. My hand trembles as I knock on Sumi's door. Is that you, Jin-sung? Yes. The door opens and I see Sumi standing there, still transparent. Even though I was prepared, it's not a pleasant sight. So how's it going? How's what going? Though it sounds a little weaker than before, I'm glad to hear her usual old voice, with the same quirks as before. Never mind. Can I come in for a minute? Yes. I silently follow Sumi into her room. I sit down right in front of her. Are you okay? Yes, I've been okay. I see. What have you been doing? Just staying here. I recall memories of playing with Gin-suk. Really? Yes. You two must have played together quite often. Yes, almost every day. What'd you guys do for fun? Having read through Gin-suk's diary, I have a rough idea about how the two spent their time together, but right now I'm deliberately trying to make Sumi recall their happiest memories together. Sumi needs to keep wanting to see Gin-suk again. As long as that thought is her driving force, she'll stay in this world. I truly hope that I can help these two actually meet once again. We just hung out around the village. We spent a lot of time at the elementary school there. The lake, the river, all of it was our playground. Gin-suk's parents were really kind, so we were allowed to play often. I enjoyed every single second of it. I see. That's great. Do you enjoy playing with your friends? Huh? I talk about playing and having fun, yet your expression seems sad. I guess she's right. All of this is tugging at my heartstrings. I shouldn't act this way. For Sumi's sake, I should go along with her story and be more uplifting. I think about how cruel a fate all of this is when I'm alone. Not when I'm with her. You probably don't have any friends. That's okay. You can be friends with me. I'm a little upset at her calling me lonely and friendless, but then again I have nothing to say to deny it. Sure, there are people I meet up with sometimes and talk to, but as well as they would hesitate to call it friendship. Alright, if you want to be friends with me, I accept. I don't understand. What do you accept? That's not how friendship works. It's something that naturally happens as you get acquainted. I guess you really never had an actual friend. Well. Once more, her simple yet sharp common sense manages to utterly humiliate me. I awkwardly scratch my head and can't help but feel ashamed and embarrassed. Yeah, well... So, hey, being friends with you sounds good. How would you know if you've never had one before? Gee, someone save me, please! I have no idea what to say anymore. I want to introduce you to Gin-suk. Me? Really? Gin-suk taught me what a friend was, after I spent my whole life without one. Gin-suk can definitely help you as well. I guess in Sumi's eyes, I'm an adult who grew up without friends and ended up all alone. For some reason, I don't mind her treating me this way at all. I actually never knew it was possible for friendship to feel this heartwarming. I should probably keep ignoring the fact that my friend is a transparent ghost for now. I want to get out of here quickly. Me too, I'm tired of this place as well. I'm hard at work finding out more, so just wait a little bit longer. Yes, I'll be waiting. Sumi speaks like she's absolutely convinced that she'll get out of here. It's not a question of if or, for her, only when. I'm truly grateful for all the trust she's putting in me, but at the same time, it feels like a heavy burden I must carry. I can't fail. I have to see this through for Sumi's sake. Alright, I gotta go now. Is there anything I can help you with? Thank you, Sumi, but I'll be fine on my own. I'll come back soon, just stay patient a little longer. Yes, I'll stay right here. This new attentive Sumi is so different from her previous rebellious self that I find myself almost wanting to pat her head. But I'd rather not risk getting hit by an unexpectedly strong punch. Take care, Sumi. See you soon. Yes. Man, I don't want either of them to be the monster because I like them both. But one of them has to be. Hearing the door shut behind me, I walk through the motel hallway. Speaking of Sumi today has made me certain of something. Ginsuk's spirit has to be at the grave. Staying there for however long it takes Sumi to come back. For the sake of these two friends who have been apart so long. I have to do everything in my power to help. That's going to be the real sad part when I have to write off Hana or Sumi as a monster. And abandon them. Having finished everything on my to-do list, I return to my room. The sun's already setting. The 7th day passed in a flash. Alright, it's time for a murder. Now I've got 1 day left. I trudge into my room and take off my jacket. My other clothes soon follow. Then I step into the bathroom. The warm water pours down my tense body. The shower's actually got better. Hot water than I do back home. I have to chuckle at this funny, albeit quite pathetic realization. So what, I'm not seriously considering staying here any longer, right? I giggle and sweep my hair back. Ah, yeah, it feels good to relax. Ouch! I back away from the shower after a painful burn. What the... The water suddenly turned incredibly hot. I'm not just imagining this. The water coming from the shower head is actually boiling. It looks like someone's trying to start a fire in here. What the hell is up with that? I carefully reach out and turn off the shower. You can't start a fire with boiling hot water. Because the water will put it out. I make sure not to step on the boiling hot floor. I look down at myself. Luckily I didn't get any burns. Just some lobster-like skin. Good thing I got out of there before the temperature reached its peak. What a childish idiot. I clean up and get dressed. Cursing the devil who's out there laughing at me somewhere. Yeah. Keep thinking I'm stupid. Let's see your dumb face when I walk out of here free as a bird. Don't be too cocky, man. That's never gonna go good. I throw myself onto my blanket. Some parts of my body still hurt, but it's no worse than a regular sunburn. Tomorrow's the last day. Once I finish my regular routine tomorrow, and it's past midnight, I'll be on my way out of here together with the real human. Tomorrow's gonna be a decisive day. It's gonna be hard to sleep well. I wonder how high you actually have to get the trust to actually get them to follow you, because it was only fortunate luck that I managed to narrow it down so much so early on. If I couldn't narrow it down until much later, I wouldn't have been able to get them to trust me. And that would have been bad. I wake up to the familiar sound of an incoming text message. I stay on my back for a while and look at the ceiling with a blank stare. Finally, at last, the 8th day. Actually, might as well call it the last day. I grab my phone after getting up. The message on it reads 1 day until selection. The message doesn't really matter, to be honest. I don't let go and hold my phone tight, awaiting the second message. Here it is. Forest. The last murder. That makes me my trip. This may be my last trip out into the field. Here we go. This investigation should clear everything up. I can single out who the culprit was in each case, as well as who the one human is. Rise and shine. My last day begins. Alright, let's do it. Forest, eh? Suppose it could be either of them. At the counter, the motel owner greets me with a big smile on his face as always. Working again this morning? The motel owner. Who the hell is he, really? A servant of the devil, in on everything? Or just a clueless villager? Yeah. Oh, come on, take a break every now and then. You're only working yourself to death by pushing so hard. Yeah. I give a cold and abrupt reply and move past him. I don't have time to get caught up in conversation. Tusk, it's pointless anyway. Just before I exit the motel, I can hear him mumbling those foreboding words. Alright, this is it. Walking through the forest, I make up my mind. The last murder. This trip will determine my fate. It really will. Time to locate the last murder site. The smell of death that I have come to know by now makes me stop for a moment, but unlike before, I'm no longer afraid. Is it because we humans here are animals that can adapt? or because the village's madness is starting to affect me as well. I take a deep breath and walk toward the foul stench. An unpleasant smell is carried through the forest by the wind's breeze. I cover my mouth and nose with my hands. Just because I'm used to it doesn't mean I feel good about any of this. The origin of the smell is spread out before my eyes. This is the last murder site. Though I'm used to it by now, it's never a sight that's easy to stomach. I sigh and look away for a moment. Time to get this over with. I turn my head and step away from the scene. Time to call it a day. What? Oh, good. I sigh. Take out my phone and open the camera app. I should make a record of the most obvious thing first. The flash from my phone illuminates the forest. Now then, I should take a look around. I'm excited, let's do it. The body has taken a lot of damage. Its upper half is pierced and covered in blood. The wounds appear to have been caused by the body's fall. The direct cause of death? Those injuries to the neck and chest, maybe. I mutter to myself as I finish taking notes. A dead animal is positioned on the altar. Ugh. That carcass really creeps me out. Animal sacrifice? It's like the witch thing, right? I turn my head and take a deep breath. That was a mistake. Unpleasant air fills my lungs and I cough several times. Disgusting. I quickly note down information on the animal sacrifice. The ominous symbol is painted in blood. Suddenly something comes to mind. This is a summoning circle to summon a monster by means of sacrifice. The victim must have drawn it. I recall the shape of the summoning circle in detail. A piece of paper is pinned to the wall. Strange letters. This is unintelligible, but I know what this language is now. It's Samont, a common language of demons. I can't decipher it, but it isn't that important anyway. It's the demon language Samont. I mutter to myself as I note down the letters. A paper box is lying there. I approach the box and open it. There's a burned wallet inside. Looks like it belonged to the victim. Why is it burned like this? I open the wallet. Almost all the cards inside are burned, including ID. I can't make anything apart from the last name, which is also Park. I put the wallet back inside the box. I should look somewhere else. I spot a discarded book. Looks like it might be the victim's diary. It actually became his last message before his death. I take a closer look at the diary. As I read the diary, it quickly becomes clear that the deceased was very scared. I write down this information in detail. Fear. That should be enough evidence. Here we go. Let's do it. Fourth case. Witch. A monster of deception. It's the fox spirit. Well, there you go. That means Sumi is the actual human, and Hana is actually one of the monsters. Alright, well, I'm glad we made friends with her. Let's carry on. I take one final look around before leaving the woods at a brisk pace. I leave quickly. I decide to skip breakfast. I'm not hungry. Seeing the corpse disgusts me. So much so that my other senses are all but forgotten for a moment. It's all I can think about. Time for reasoning is just about over. My long investigation comes to a conclusion. If the person I'm thinking about is the person I'm thinking about really human? Am I going to make the right choice? I think about my conclusions and move on. We can't see Sumi again, right? Oh, we can. I mean, there's no point talking to anyone else. I know she's already maxed out, but I should go see Sumi. I spend time with Sumi. As I leave, my hunch that Sumi is not a witch is becoming stronger. After my morning routine, I go to the restaurant for lunch. Stepping outside after lunch, I see a scene slightly different than usual in front of me. The villagers are hastily wandering around. They're all smiling. It seems like they're wholly convinced they'll achieve their goal soon. Yeah, they'd like that, huh? They just want me to quietly lie down and die. I'm not going down that easy, believe you me. I'll wipe the smiles off those damn faces soon enough. By the way, what now? Usually I go explore the village right about now. However, my usual routine has been ruined, which makes me quite anxious. Should I return to the motel and analyze the current situation? That doesn't seem like a bad idea, so I head straight back to the motel. What's going on? I can't see the motel owner anywhere. He's the owner and I've never seen him leave the counter before. Where's he gone? I take a confused look around and walk upstairs. While making my way up, I stopped abruptly. I'm pretty sure I just heard something. I focus and listen carefully. I can hear footsteps. Heavy, dull footsteps. Is that the motel owner? I look around. Although there's no actual need to hide just yet, I hide myself next to the stairs on the 3rd floor. I'm curious. If those footsteps are really the motel owner's, then what the hell is he doing away from the counter? And does it involve me in any way? It doesn't take long for the motel owner to appear. He's walking out of the room at the far end of the hallway. That's an empty room that no one's using. Jeez. He's heading my way. I hide upstairs to keep him from noticing me. After watching him disappear downstairs, I slowly and carefully make my way back down. I look at the room that we just walked out of. Maybe my curiosity is misplaced. It could just turn out to be a meaningless waste of time, but then again, something very important could be hidden away in there. I slowly head to the room. Now, just what was the motel owner doing in there? I stop all of a sudden. Obviously, I'm certain that I entered an empty room, yet I find myself standing in a cave. What the hell? This damn town is like a checklist of all things weird, and I'm going through the whole damn thing. What is this? Out of nowhere, a loud ringing sound resonates in my head. Huh? Am I just imagining things? I turn my head toward where the sound is coming from. There's no one there. However, for some reason, the cave feels a bit brighter. Huh? Another strange sound rapidly spreads through my head. It's a strange feeling simply because it's unknown to me. But surprisingly, it doesn't feel like something to be scared of. The sound carries a weird feeling of familiarity. The sound in my head is accepted and interpreted by my brain as a voice, and the voice tells me an incredible story. You were the guardian spirit of this area. It was protecting the village before it was abandoned, and you're being held here and watched by the motel owner. I talk as if to confirm what I've just been told, but there's no reply. I just keep talking as I look around the cave. What is this room? The sound echoes in my head once again. This time the sound is saying something that's very difficult to understand. I look around. So it seems this place is one where there are hidden stories about Novena Diabolos. Every time I stop here, a new story will be revealed, and perhaps I can learn more about the demons and monsters that surround me. So you're saying I'll be stopping here again in the future? We only have one day left. Yes? The sun grows more faint, as if to say goodbye, and fades away along with the light illuminating the cave. The bright cave is dull and dark once more, making the whole experience feel like nothing more than a fading dream. I'm not sure why, but my gut feeling tells me the inside of the cave is worth exploring. Okay then, let me see what I can find. Okay, we're doing an exploration. The wood is piled up. The grain is rough. It looks like I'll catch splinters. There are no gloves around. Looks like there's no other way. I try to avoid the rough patches and carefully search around. I search around for quite a while. I brush the dirt and debris off me, and take a look at my discovery. It's a book. Succubus Summoning Diaries, the last volume. This is the last of the books. What fate did the nobleman try to... Okay, I don't think we need more of this. I mean, I guess this is just in case you don't have enough information to actually solve the puzzle, here's a little bit more. I look at the altar at the cave center. It draws my attention. All this occult knowledge was forced into my head, but I don't know anything about this altar. I carefully examine every corner of the altar. However, I can't find anything. I lift my head back up. This is a waste of time. There's some sort of cloth tied to a rope. I check it out. Something is strange. I can feel my hands tingling like it's emitting some sort of energy. What is this? I mumble to myself and take a look at the vast space, but it's empty. I can't think of anything else. I turn my head. It's a wooden piece of furniture. I hold my breath under the assumption that it's full of dust. But much to my surprise, there's no dust at all. Huh. This is surprisingly clean. I sweep my fingers across the surface and proceed to open it up. Vampire investigation, the last... Okay, cool. I mean, I'll grab it, and I'll even activate it, but I don't really need it. A cabinet with drawers. Well, looks old and it'd be hard to open if I applied force. Opening all the drawers is going to take some time. I crack my knuckles and stretch my hands. This will require my strength. check out all the drawers. Most of the drawers are empty, but there's one thing that catches my attention. I take a look at what I found. It's a letter with written on a piece of paper. I take my time to read the letter. Apparently, this letter was written by the spirit that spoke to me earlier. The spirit guardian of the village that has now been left abandoned. It was unable to do anything against the disease that befell the village, and had to watch its inhabitants leave. The divine spirit is curious about what really happened in the village that was under its protection. I guess it falls on me to tell the whole story. A letter from the divine spirit. I carefully stash the letter to take it with me. I need to take my time to meticulously read through it. I think that's all there is for me to find. I stand up and take another quick look around and step out of the cave. Phew. Upon leaving the cave, the hallway extended in front of me. Feels like an illusion. What on earth is that cave all about? I wonder how long I was in there. I instinctively look at the clock. Wow, more time has passed than I would have assumed. Already? Bewildered and confused, I run out of the motel. Alright, let's quickly read the information we got. So we got Vampire Record 7. We don't have the whole story still, but... Oh, okay, that one doesn't even give you new information either. But it's interesting nonetheless. Did we get a village log then? This one. I am a dragon from a place far away, and also this place's spirit guardian. I settled here when the village's first stone was laid, promising the head of the village to keep a watchful eye over it for all eternity. It is hard to remind myself of that promise now. One day the head of the village left and never returned. I still stayed, having sworn to always protect the village. When evil spread throughout the area and plague ruled the land, its inhabitants left one after the other. Now I'm hiding in this cave, quietly observing what goes on outside. What matter of vile evil spreads disease throughout my village? And what is happening to my precious home right now? Maybe reading this will allow you to discover the truth of what's going on, how it all started, and who orchestrated this malicious plan. I truly believe you'll be able to piece it all together. I do hope the knowledge of this cave will aid you. I also pray that the next time you're here, we have the opportunity to talk face to face. May the rest of your journey end well. Wow, turns out the clock isn't broken. The sun's really already going down. I must have been in that cave a lot longer than it felt like. Time passed without me noticing. I calculate how much time I've got left. I think I only have time to meet one person before sunset. Okay. I move quickly, knowing all too well that thinking too much is going to cost me precious time. Let's see, the last person I want to meet up with is... Oh man. I was going to wrap it up, but I guess not. There's no point seeing Sumi again. There's not really any point seeing Hana, except... I'd like to see how her story shakes out, you know? Even if she is a monster. Okay, I should go see Hana. While heading to Hana's room, I think about why exactly I'm visiting her. I'm confident that my bond of trust with her is already strong enough. I feel like it might be better to use my time differently. There's no point. I'm not going to make friends with anyone else now. However, even now I'm at the front door, I hesitate. If I tell her I'm dropping by for no particular reason, she'll be pissed. She can be really scary. I mumble to myself and knock on the door despite being so intimidated. Jinsung? Yeah, it's me. Hana quickly opens the door. It appears she's been eagerly waiting. Got any updates? Not really. Then why are you here? I guess I just wanted to see you? Last time we talked, you made it sound really urgent. Are you sure you have the spare time to just see me? I didn't mean for it to sound weird. I'm just worried, that's all. But I never said it sounded weird. Anyway, you're already here. Let's not talk out in the open. Yeah, of course. Sorry. We both sit in the middle of Hana's room. From the slightly awkward way she sits, I can tell Hana's ankle still hurts. How's your ankle? It's fine now. Who am I kidding? It's not. Why not just say so right away then? You're right. Hana smiles as she speaks. Compared to the first time I met Hana, the current atmosphere between us is surprisingly relaxed. How's the investigation going? If you say there's no news, I just mean there's nothing clear enough to be sure yet, but that doesn't mean there's no progress. I'm counting on a breakthrough pretty soon. I hope so too. This is a little awkward. I can't recall ever having felt this way while with Hana. Now that I think about it, we've always just talked about the case, exchanged info and then hastily said goodbye. This is my first time seeing her for no reason at all, really. Say, Jinsung? Huh? Once you're back outside, will you report this case? Well, yeah, why wouldn't I? Ever since I got tangled up in all the supernatural stuff around here, I hadn't actually given my actual job much thought. But I can't just silently bury a case like this if I somehow make it out alive, sorry. Why are you asking about that now? I just wanted to hear your thoughts. My thoughts? Like I said, I've never thought highly of journalists, that is, until I met you. I'll admit, when I first met you, I definitely had preconceived opinions. That's understandable given what you've been through. It seems like certain cases bring out the worst in people. They're too tempted. They have self-centered focus and seek to gain something for themselves instead of finding justice. I saw it myself. A senior lawyer colleague who I always thought highly of suddenly worked for a ridiculous defense. The pain of seeing people abandon their morals hurts more than anything else. Yeah. Anyway, I was most certainly prejudiced against journalists. But you, Jinsung, managed to change my mind. That's why I'm curious how a journalist like you would handle such a case. Only now am I really starting to understand Hana's question. This case involves a lot of people. Parading it around and generating public interest could lead to many people getting hurt. As the victim of the devastating effects manipulative media can have, Hana worries about such an outcome. Never mind, please ignore it. Now's not the right time to be concerned about that. I know you'd never report something you'd regret. A report I regret. I can feel a sharp sensation in my chest. Like a fleeting, painful memory making itself known. Regret. I know how it feels. Huh? Maybe there are... No, I'm absolutely sure there are people who hate and despise me. People hurt by my coverage. Who suffered because of my mistakes. Because I pointed fingers before I should have. I wish I could turn back time and take it all back. That's how much I regret it. Really? I want to stop talking. I know I'm not doing myself any favours by telling you these things so shortly before our planned escape. Hana considers me an exemplary journalist, and I should maintain that image to maximise trust, but now that I've started talking, it's like the words come out all on their own. I'm just a regular human being. One that's a lot more pathetic than you think. A lot of people have been hurt by my actions. You just happen to not be one of them. That's why you hold me in such high regard. That man. The man who labelled my father a criminal. Do you think he shares the same thoughts as you, Jinsung? Does he feel as much regret for his actions as you do? I don't know. If in his mind he does share those same sentiments, I think I could maybe find it in my heart to forgive him. Maybe the people who you say hate and despise you can find that same forgiveness for you. Hana, you'd really be willing to forgive him? Yes, really. Maybe. I'm just a human being and far from perfect myself, am I not? Forgive and let live, as they say. But I can't guarantee that I wouldn't slap him on sight. Yeah, I can definitely see you doing that. Blaming oneself and feeling true regret is a feeling we carry with us, right? The more we want to change, the more we feel the burden of regret. Of course, that might not be enough for the victims, but it's the fact itself that's important, isn't it? Gosh, I really suck at this. You probably thought all lawyers were silver-tongued, but I burst your bubble, didn't I? Despite the serious subject matter, Hana is smiling. I'm having trouble seeing the meaning of that smile. It's a warm, genuine smile. Without even realizing it at first, I smile right back at her. How about we stop talking about this? Yeah, it's a great idea. There's one question I've been meaning to ask you, if that's alright. Of course, what is it? Hana seems curious and inquires about my days back as a student at school. I feel at ease talking to her and appreciate her interest. I start my story with the funniest memories I have. I think I have to stop here. I have to be on my way. I stand up. My story turned out to be longer than I had ever expected. I'll come right away as soon as I find something. I know it's frustrating, but please be patient just a little longer. Yes. Feels a little awkward, trusting someone else and letting them do all the work. Awkward? Don't even ask. That's awkward as well. Trusting and confiding in colleagues, working as a team. All of this is new to Hana. No wonder it feels awkward. Especially because, well, the same goes for me too. Except she's a monster and we're not coming back for her. We'll never see her again now. Leaving her room, I feel something that I haven't felt after our previous meetings. Hana believes in me and waits for me to come back. She trusts me, and I'm responsible for whatever happens next. Responsibility. Never before have I felt such a heavy sense of it. That's a lot of weight I'm carrying now. I'd always worked solo, a lone wolf, wholly convinced of his own awesomeness and impeccable skills, but that was never the case. Nobody can be at their best on their own. Working with people and not letting them down is harder than any challenge I've faced alone. Time to do this. I start walking, driven by a strong sense of responsibility I've never felt before. And with that, we need to wrap this episode up here. And in the next episode, it's selection day. Isn't that exciting? We already know who we're selecting because Sumi stands out to being the human here, but that means the next episode might be the last one, depending on how long that selection day stretches out. And who knows, maybe I fuck it up. Maybe I got it wrong. Guess we'll see. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Thanks again out for me, and I'll see you in the next one.